You might have noticed that it's been a couple of weeks since we last posted a video on here. Well, that's because my wife and I have decided to take up foster care, and we just got our first placement a little bit ago, and so we've been adapting to life with foster kids in the house, and so bear with us as we get back on schedule, but today we're getting back on track. Today's recipe comes to us from a chef called Adolphe Gallier. In 1897, he put out a cookbook that was called the Majestic Family Cookbook because at the time he was the chef at the Majestic in New York. He has worked in the past in Paris and all over the world and prefers a lot of French cuisine, as you might imagine, being a professional chef, especially in that era. But today we're going to be making Milanese soup from his cookbook, and it basically sounds like a simple cream of chicken with macaroni, pretty quick to put together soup. So we're going to see how this goes today. We're going to start off by making a loose roux with 2 tablespoons of flour and 2 ounces, which is a 1/4 cup of butter. Our roux has gained some color, which we want, and I'm going to add 8 cups of chicken stock and combine that, whisk that together, and let this cook for a little while. While that's heating up, I am going to mix together what they call a liaison of ingredients. I have 1 cup of heavy cream here. I have 2 ounces of melted butter, which again is 4 tablespoons. And then it calls for the yolks of 3 eggs. So I'm going to separate 3 eggs out and add the yolks in to the cream and butter. And then what's going to happen is we're going to put this into our soup that is on the stove and see what happens with that. It's interesting that a lot of recipes from this era often use just the yolks. It seems like today there is much more of an emphasis on the egg white instead of the egg yolk. However, in this day, it seems like the yolks kind of took precedence to the point that if you were making, let's say, a salad, a chicken salad for a sandwich or something like that, you would add the yolks of an egg to it. And I've even seen desserts where you put in the yolks of a hard-boiled egg into the dessert batter. Very strange things for today's time, but in the late 1800s, early 1900s, this was much more common practice. But we're gonna add in those yolks and get those dispersed throughout the cream and the butter. As you can see, this has significantly lightened up the color of the soup. We're going to let that continue to heat on the stove and cook through while we get some parmesan shredded and ready for the top. The last step is to put some cooked macaroni into the serving bowl and then top with the Parmesan cheese.